Morning everyone, Boker Tov. Can't believe it's been already 30 days since the passing of Mr. Wiesman, Rabbi Shalom. Following Tefillah, there's a breakfast, correct? Yeah, following Tefillah, everyone's invited for breakfast downstairs, the Lum Shmat, Mr. David Wiesman Bar Abraham, and then we'll be heading to the cemetery. I spoke to your uncle, so at 9:30 to be at the cemetery. Continuing the Halachot of Shabbat, the next Siman Reish Mem Gimel, is going in order. So we spoke about Kavod Shabbat. So the next few Simanim speak about things that are prior to Shabbat, in preparation for Shabbat. And these laws are with regards to business laws when it comes to Shabbat. So people have different types of businesses that maybe you could operate through a goy over Shabbat. So the laws are a little bit complicated, but we'll go through them slowly. So let's say a person, Shulchan Aruch opens Siman Reish Mem Gimel by saying, now these examples, we're going to have to substitute them for modern day examples, but he says you shouldn't rent out your bathhouse to a non-Jew, because a bathhouse is something that is, let's say this Jewish guy's name is Shimon, so everyone knows it's Shimon's bathhouse. So now if you rent it out to the non-Jew, everyone's going to still know that it's Shimon's bathhouse. And even though the non-Jew is the one doing the work there, and he rented it off of the Jew, everyone knows it's Shimon's bathhouse. So it could be Marit Ayin. It could be like, well, maybe he's working and he's working for the owner, and he's not working for his own. And that's the main key over here, is the goy working for himself, or is he working for the Jewish owner? Working for himself means that he has a stake in it. So for instance, the next example is, but for a field, you could let the non-Jew work on the field on Shabbat, because for a field, there's a concept called an aris. An aris, back in the day, was someone that would have a stake in the production of the field. So either a third, a quarter, or half. So the deal was, okay, you work the field, and however much you produce, you get, let's say, a quarter of it, and the owner gets the rest. So even though the Jewish owner is going to benefit, but the non-Jewish guy is going to want to work as hard as he can, as best as he can, to produce the most that he can. So really he's working for himself, as opposed to working at $20 an hour. It doesn't matter what he does or what he produces. So if the non-Jew is working for himself, and it's on a item, like a field, that people don't know, oh yeah, that's Shimon's field. They might know it's his, but it's a known thing that people rent out their field or give their field as a part ownership to even a non-Jew. So then that would be okay. And therefore, there's three conditions in how one could fulfill this to get, let's say, the non-Jew to work on his field, or we're going to talk about his store or things like that. If, let's say, the item, as we mentioned, is something that is not necessarily pegged to the Jewish owner. This could be an item like a field, let's say, that people know that non-Jews could have a stake in it and work for themselves. And the second is that we have to make sure there's no Marit Ayin, that make sure that no one can say, oh, yeah, it's the Jews, and it's the Jewish guy really still owns it. The Jewish guy is actually just employing the non-Jew, so that can't be. And the third is that the Jew can't tell the non-Jew straight out, I want you to do this for me and that for me and this for me, the things that are not allowed on Shabbat. The Jew would tell that to the non-Jew, that's for sure not allowed, and that spoils the whole thing, even if he's working on a field. So those are the conditions, just to start, that one would need in order to get his business still running in a certain way, even on Shabbat through a goy. Okay, that's that for today. Mincha tonight at 4:50. Unfortunately, we had two passings yesterday of members. Mr. Bahar, our dear Mr. Bahar, passed away, and the funeral is today at 1 p.m. at Steele's. And also our dear member, Mr. Charlie Abergel, passed away, and the funeral is tomorrow at 1 o'clock graveside at Pardes Shalom. So today, Mr. Ben Bahar is at 1 p.m. at Steele's. Tomorrow, Mr. Abergel, 1 p.m. at the cemetery. Gemara Shir tonight at 8:30. B'ezrat Hashem. Have a good day, everyone. Tana Deviliyahu.